What's up guys, my name is Brandon and welcome back to the 48th jailbreak update video. And once again, there is a ton going on in the jailbreak community and yet another jailbreak that's been released since the last jailbreak update video. So in episode 47, we talked about two jailbreaks that were just recently released. And in this episode, we're gonna be talking about another new iOS 11 jailbreak, hope for an iOS 11.2 jailbreak, the status with Saurik, and more. First of all, if you missed the videos from earlier this week where I showed you guys how to install themes and how to install tweaks without the need of Cydia, make sure to check the cards in the description down below. All right, so now let's get into it. All right, so last weekend, Coolstar released his jailbreak toolkit for iOS 11.1.2, and it's called Electra. Now, Electra is currently on its 6th beta, so he's working really hard and continuously on this to make sure it runs as smooth as possible. And this jailbreak utilizes the same Ian Beer exploit as all the other jailbreaks for iOS 11, but it also includes contributions from others such as Zerub, Comex, Angelwind, and more. Perhaps the most interesting contribution to this jailbreak toolkit comes from Comex, and that is for the substrate alternative called Substitute. And as I explained in my previous videos, this is the only way we're able to get tweaks running right now on iOS 11 since Saurik has not updated Cydia or Substrate to be compatible with iOS 11. So it is awesome that we do have an alternative and we don't need to wait for Saurik to update that. Now obviously it's still not ideal because you do have to manually install tweaks and everything to get them running because we don't have Cydia to just click a button and install, so it's a lot harder, but still it's nice to have this. And I just want to be clear about this jailbreak toolkit. This toolkit is meant to be used by developers to test and create new tweaks and modify themes and things like that, but you can use it to jailbreak your device and do this stuff again by following my videos I made earlier this week. But as I always say, most of you guys are just better off waiting until the full Cydia comes out once Cydia fully gets updated for iOS 11, and the same with Substrate. And really it's a big difference because Electra includes once again Substitute, which is the Substrate alternative, and also Anemone to theme your device. A lot of people have also asked if you could jailbreak using Electra if you've already jailbroken using LibreIOS, and the answer is yes. These jailbreaks don't conflict with one another, so you should be perfectly fine there. And you'll be fine if you have Torngat and Houdini as well. And as for those wanting to delete Electra, LibreIOS, Anemone, or anything like that, first of all, I don't see why you would want to, because once again, like I said, you're going to be fine. Even when the full Cydia comes out, you're going to be fine with these installed. There's really no reason to delete them, but if you want to for whatever reason, I will have a link down below that shows you how to do so. Now, if you watched my video from earlier in the week where I showed you guys how to install tweaks without Cydia, you know that it's quite a process to install these tweaks, so you're probably not going to install too many of them. However, if you want to see all the tweaks that are compatible with this jailbreak, with this Electra jailbreak, I'm going to have a link down below to a compatibility sheet that shows you which tweaks are working and which ones are not. It's also constantly being updated by the community, so definitely check it out before installing any tweak you're unsure about. Now let's talk about the iOS 11.2 jailbreak and how likely it is to actually be released to the public. So the talk of an iOS 11.2 jailbreak recently got stirred up once again this week by Coolstar, who said this on Twitter: "For anyone on iOS 11.2.x, stay there. Although a new exploit is required for 11.2.x, most of the patches in Electra will work on 11.2.x. So that's definitely very interesting news to know that the patches and just to know that Electra is going to work on both 11.2, 11.2.2, 11.2.5, all of 11.2. However, as he said, we will need a new exploit that works on 11.2.x, most likely a kernel exploit, before anything happens. Now, back in December, Alibaba security researchers claimed to have developed an untethered jailbreak for the iPhone 10 running iOS 11.2.1. So there's obviously an exploit out there right now, but the Alibaba security research team, known as Secure Pandora Labs, is a private team, meaning that they're not going to be releasing anything to the public, so definitely don't get your hopes up for that. But with that being said, it's great to know that there is an exploit out there, and there is the possibility to jailbreak iOS 11.2.1 and most likely above. And if an exploit does get publicly released, we will likely have a jailbreak quicker than normal because most of the patches, once again, in Coolstar's Electra will be working. So for now, don't expect an iOS 11.2.x jailbreak, but just know that it is possible and that we do just need a publicly released exploit. And if you are on any version of 11.2 right now, 11.2, 11.2.2, 11.2.5, definitely don't update to 11.3 when it does get released. Definitely stay on the lowest version possible. And of course, if you're on any version below 11.2, stay there. Now let's quickly talk about Saurik and why we don't have an updated Cydia or Substrate yet. First of all, as I've said multiple times, there's no kind of ETA or anything for Saurik to release this, and he's working hard, he's been working hard on it, but my guess right now is that he is done with it and he's just sitting on it. Now I'm not sure if he's waiting for a certain day or if he's just polishing everything up, but my guess is that he's done with it and he's just waiting to release it now. Now we still don't know who that mystery developer that he's said to be working with is, but pretty much everything surrounding Saurik right now is kind of a mystery. Now if Saurik and this mystery developer do release a jailbreak, that's obviously going to be the preferred jailbreak, and you can go ahead and delete LibreIOS and Electra and all of that. But of course, a lot of things are a mystery right now, so I would definitely let you guys know if anything new develops with this. Now in semi-related news, Axiom released the firmware keys for T7000 devices on iOS 8 through 10.3.3. And since some people were confused by this, he explained in a follow-up tweet saying this: "Most files stored in an IPSW JBU used to be encrypted by Apple and therefore useless without decryption keys. Before iOS 10, everything was encrypted, but starting with iOS 10 only, iBoot is encrypted. Today, keys for T7000 devices were made public for the first time. And this just simply means that security researchers can now decrypt parts of the firmware like iBoot where they couldn't before. Now, I wouldn't necessarily expect anything public to be released from this, like an exploit or a jailbreak or anything like that, but it's definitely a step forward, so props to Axiom on releasing these. As for all the other jailbreaks out there like LibreIOS, Goblin, and all the other iOS 10 jailbreaks, nothing new has developed with them, but of course I will let you guys know if and when anything does happen with them. There have also been a lot of awesome tweaks being released recently, and I'm definitely going to be talking about those in the next jailbreak update video, and I'm definitely going to be bringing you guys the top tweak series. It's going to be coming back for iOS 11, so definitely stay tuned for that. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this episode. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Also, leave a comment down below if you think an iOS 11.2 jailbreak will ever be released or not. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.